If you have Aries rising, the lunar eclipse on March 14th will be affecting your 6th and 12th houses. This indicates some focus on your daily routine, your physical health, and possibly like your job and the people that you work with at your job. You might suddenly change like your daily habits to focus more of your time and energy on what is best for you, like taking time out to make sure you make your lunch instead of going out for lunch, taking time to make sure that you get enough rest at night, like changing the time that you go to sleep at night so that you wake up feeling less like a zombie by Friday or by the end of your week, whenever that is. This can also have to do with people that you employ. And I always want to make sure that people understand that doesn't mean that everyone who has Aries rising owns a business and has employees that they're dealing with. That's not everyone. But a lot of times we have employees that we're not considering our employees, like babysitters, people who help out with housework, people who even like if you're running an ad somewhere for a business, that would be somebody working for you for a specific project, right? Somebody who's helping you design a website, someone who's helping with your social media to align them with your own personal business. Even if like you're self-employed and it's just you might have other people who do projects for you. So this eclipse could indicate them in some way. You might be letting go of somebody who babysat for you. They might suddenly, move on, get a different job. You have to find somebody new, but there may be some kind of gap in that like helping network that you have, whatever that looks like for you. And so you're looking for someone else to fill a void, or you might notice that you need someone to help with a certain project or to fill in some place in your life so that your daily routine is not so overwhelmed. So if that's you, you might be noticing where that space is that you need to fill. This time could also be bringing attention to like your spiritual growth or any unresolved issues or hidden fears. So what that looks like is when we have like reactive behaviors that we're not really sure where they come from. We know we have the reactive behavior, but we just sort of accept it on the surface and we're not looking at like the root of it. Like some years ago, I noticed that I have extreme panic and fear in airports, which didn't make any sense to me because as a kid, I loved flying. Every summer it was, going to see my grandparents. I loved it. So why was I always, having this intense fear in airports? And started to realize, that fear came from a lot of the changes that were made after 9/11, as well as like this just nagging thing in my head that said I wasn't good enough to be there, which is weird, but it got in there at some point in my life. And because I started to notice it, because I made it conscious, I was able to work through it. Like everybody, there's a million different kinds of people at the airport and no one is paying attention to me. Everyone's trying to get to their plane. So what difference does it make whether I deserve to be here or not? So that's what I mean by unconscious fear. Like I have this behavior, maybe every time I go to the airport, I'm a basket case and I'm not stopping to look at why that is. And this would be a good time to look at why that is so that we can consciously work through it and end it. Like I don't have to be a basket case every time I go to the airport. I don't have to worry about being late because I'm going to become a basket case on my way out the door and, trip over myself. Remember too that the 12th house is about sabotage from others and self-sabotage. So by not working through those fears, we can self-sabotage because we're remaining unconscious about these things and then we end up tripping over them, not realizing like where they're coming from. So this is a good time to work through those things as they come up so that you can move forward with more freedom from them. Like it isn't coming up to punish you like, what a stupid fear to have. It's a lot of times that's the reactive place that we go to. I can't look at it because it makes me weak or it makes me not as intelligent or, it means that I'm broken in some way. That's not why this time is happening. This time is happening so that you can have more freedom moving forward. So if the fear comes up, try to remind yourself of that.